you've heard about the human system. There's just too much to learn that all you want to do is try to list them. Well, we made this little song so that you won't get questions wrong on the next biology test that we must take. Hopefully we'll get an A. Dark salt filtering all topics we've decided to sing. It all ends with the kidney. Repeat these 5 steps of the process of infiltrate from blood to urine in the kidney, which has the highest metabolic rate. First step, reabsorption, lots of key things that we need, like HOA, all that kind of stuff. Second step, water from filter back into the body. Salted body, third step, thinking and salted body. Fourth and last is salt and urea. It all ends with the kidney.
Hey class, today we're going to learn about the kidneys. Does anyone know what the kidney does?
It makes kidney stones.
That's not a function of the kidney. Does anyone know what its primary purpose is?
So you can pee.
Yes, but more specifically, it filters all the bad things out of your body while keeping the more important nutritious substances.
Whoa!
It's extremely important because without the kidneys, we wouldn't be able to get rid of nitrogenous wastes and be able to regulate our blood salt content. Does anyone know which system the kidneys belong to?
Digestive system.
No, actually it's part of the excretory system because the kidneys filter the urine we excrete. Filtrate is water and small solids that are pushed out by blood pressure. It's like making coffee. The solution that comes out of the machine only includes small flavorful water and leaves behind coffee grounds. This filtrate goes through tubes that ultimately empty into the ureter to the urinary bladder to finally exit through the body through the urethra.
Wait, but how come our pee is called urine and not filtrate?
That's a dumb question.
Actually, that's a good question. Well, there are 5 steps that the filtrate go through to make urine. First, the blood reabsorbs nutrients through the proximal tubule. Salt diffuses to the interstitial fluid, and osmosis and other substances follow either actively or passively. Absorption allows hydrogen ions to maintain the pH in bloody fluids and allow the transport epithelium to make ammonia. The more acidic the filtrate, the more nitrogenous waste can leave the body. The next section that the filtrate goes to is the descending limb of the loop of Henle. Water is the substance that the body reabsorbs while leaving the salt in the filtrate. Water leaves because the interstitial fluid is hyperosmotic to the filtrate, and the interstitial fluid becomes more concentrated as you move from the outer cortex to the inner medulla of the kidney.
So, the solute concentration of the filtrate becomes more and more concentrated because only water is leaving?
Yes. The third part of the kidney journey is at the ascending limb of the loop of Henle, where only ions move outside the membrane. There are 2 areas, a thin segment and a thick segment, but the thick segment uses active transport.
Let me get this straight. The ascending limb transfers salts and dilutes the filtrate, while the descending limbs transfer only water and makes the filtrate more concentrated?
Correct. We have to remember, though, that the loop of Henle works as a countercurrent system, which is the exchange of 2 things flowing in the opposite direction. Systems that use energy to make concentration gradients are called a countercurrent multiplier system. The part in the kidney that uses the most energy is the thick segment of the ascending loop of Henle, since salt is actively transported. The filtrate then goes to the distal tubule, which basically regulates the potassium ions and salt concentration of body fluids by reabsorption.
Wait, so the distal tubule does the same thing as the proximal tubule, but more specific to potassium and salt?
Yes, very good. Finally, the filtrate enters the collecting ducts, which decide how dilute or concentrated the urine will become through hormone signals that the body sends. If the body is too dehydrated, hormones will signal for the urine to become more concentrated, and if not, the hormones will signal for the urine to be more dilute. The duct first only allows water to pass, then salt, then urea. The resulting urine is transported into the renal pelvis, into the ureter, and out of the body. Ring, ring, ring!